Yeah, it has already started.
Thank
So,
you. Thank you, James.
so as I said, all of you, if you log in into bistar.in/jitem, you'll get a login page. You put your email and the password. You have got access to additional tick marks: business profile, business plan, schedule calls, blogs. If you have completed your assessment, which I believe is the case with most of you, there are two reports which you might have got. One is, are you a born entrepreneur, and what is an analysis of that? And second is, given your abilities, personalities, and interest, which are the businesses which the system feels are the recommended businesses for you. Focus on the industries there. For me, when I took this assessment, I was told that I could get into a technology solution, financial consultancy, or a coach. These are the industries. And then it gave some examples of what I could do. And if you think about it, it is accurate, because what I'm doing, I'm having a mix of all the three when I run my own business today. So all of you would have got a recommendation as well. Now that is stage one. Now, if you go to the next business profile, all of you have got access to preliminary research on a lot of business and startup ideas. And when I say actually this research has been happening for 4 years, but you have got that research and those ideas at your fingertips, right? When I say at fingertips, all of you would get a box of a recommended business, but that is not important. You see all categories here. You simply click on all categories. I'm again going to, just to show you, after assessment, click on business profile, and here you'll see 63 different industries. So based on the interest of your industry, so
industry be Prashant.
so Gunjan, please put your phone on
Oh,
mute.
I'm so sorry. I'm so
Can someone put everyone on mute except me? Thanks. So you can choose one or two industries of your interest. So say for example, you're interested in agri-tech. So you click on agri-tech and you'll find a lot of startup ideas in agri-tech, right? If you had chosen agri-business, so then you'll get business ideas, right? In business ideas, you get economics. So say for example, you want to start honeybee farming business. So you click on that. It is a business. So it says how much investment it will take, how many staff you need, what is the gross profit margin you can earn, what is the operating cost per month and per annum, and some other figures about that. These numbers have come from a person who's experienced business owner in honeybee farming. He's actually in Jamnagar. If you choose agri-tech is more innovative ideas. Every time you see innovative, you won't get economics. You'll get what is the problem and what's the solution. Is it a B2B opportunity, B2C? So say for example, you want to solve irrigation management. You've got a startup idea in irrigation management. So what is the problem description? And what is the research that few of the best startups in the world are already doing in this space, and what they have achieved? And sorry, I think Romit, you need to put your phone on mute, please. Kuldeep, can you put Romit on mute? Thanks, Romit. So you see, what is the problem statement? Every startup solves a problem. So we have got 700 plus ideas here out of that 450 startup problems. So Romit, I don't know why it is getting unmute again. Can you please put it on mute? Yeah. So there are 450 startup ideas and 330 business ideas. In business, you get economics. In startup, you get what is the problem statement. Romit, I don't know what is wrong. All right, you need to fix it, please. So you get a problem statement, and then you get what is it that few of the best startups in the world are doing in order to solve this problem. So you may find a startup called Solid Drip from Israel or Chile, and so on. Is it a B2B or a B2C opportunity? See, what the problem happens is, if you are trying to do something innovative, we have a limitation. We all could think of maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 ideas. But here what we are saying is, you have got 780 ideas, and we are adding 3 to 4 ideas every week. And these ideas are categorized as per industry. You want to do something in energy tech, right? So what are the various ideas, right? You don't have to pick one of the ideas which we have. You may choose to pick one. You may have another 780 second idea, something which is more innovative than what we have on our platform. Absolutely fine. You all, in the next few days, you have to freeze one innovative idea in your mind and you have to create a business plan, which I'm going to show in a second. But if you are not able to come up with ideas, you don't have enough ideas, we have got a platform where you have got 781 ideas as of date across industry. If you don't want to go with categories, you have some word in mind. Say you want to do something green. आजकल green business बहुत चल रहा है, right? तो green business में, established business में आप solar business कर सकते हो, ई व्हीकल कर सकते हो, इको फ्रेंडली डिस्पोजेबल प्लेट्स कर सकते हो, कितना इन्वेस्टमेंट लगता है, ऑल दैट. इनोवेटिव में, ग्रीन बिजनेस में, देयर आर मेनी अपॉर्चुनिटीज across industries, right? You can do something green in concrete, right? In building materials, in textiles, in e-vehicles, in energy, in food, right? And so on. So you'll find multiple ideas. Now, all of you can open only 25 profiles. You cannot open all 71. You can see the names, right? If you go into architect, interior designer, you'll see all these names, right? You get into automotive, you'll see all these names. But if you click one, that will get logged and you'll see the profiles which you have opened. So I've opened my 25 profiles already, and those would be tagged. So for you, the starting point, there will not be any tagged. But as and when you open 1, 2, 3, all the 25 will get tagged. So be careful which one you want to open. We don't want you to get confused because you can see all the 780 names, right? But open the ones which you are interested. Again, choose an industry. Say you're interested in edtech. You see all the names. But if you click on one, it will get tagged, right? So you can open 25 in all. Any question at this stage? If you have, put it into the chat box so that I'll address. If you have organic word, if you want to see organic में क्या opportunity है, established business में, if you want to start a multi-brand organic grocery store, वो 9 लाख में start हो सकता है. These numbers have come from the owner of actually an organic grocery store in Aurangabad, Ajay Dhartidan. So he's empaneled with us. So an experienced business owner has said that if you want to start, it takes this. If you want to get into innovative, we have got all these ideas as well. So open up to 25 profiles to help you identify one idea which you have to freeze in your mind in the next few days. So we are helping you with 780 ideas. You may have something very different from 780, which is also fine, but freeze that one idea in your mind. Okay. I'll just check in the chat box if there is any important question. I muted my phone. Okay. Okay. I understand that, Romit. I appreciate. Tagged will start from today, right? Yeah. I mean, it is already started, right? A few people have opened 1, 2 profiles already, but all of you have got access to 25 profiles, and you can open 1, 2, 3 up to you. Once you open one, you can open it again and again. So say, for example, I've already opened these, right? So if I'm interested in energy tech, I can open this as many times as you want. So you can choose your 25 best ideas. Have some time, a week, to think about it, go over it again and again. And every time, right, it's not that you cannot have an idea beyond that, right? We also give the names of the startups here at the bottom. If you see, you can go and do more like research on these startups to find wo ye problem kaise solve kar rahe hain. Do you also want to solve it because there is no startup which exists in India, or you want to do something beyond what they are already doing? So it is up to you. We are helping you with ideas. Okay. After that, we believe if you are clear about which industry, which idea you have in mind, and I'm again saying you can change your idea in future, right? Because business plan is going to be open for a few months. So once you freeze that idea, we believe everyone starts on their one idea in a week's time. And we expect that all of you try to complete business plan by October 2nd. So you have got approximately a month from now, whereby for that one idea which you have frozen in your mind, try to answer these questions. So this exercise is based on the world's best business model canvas and business plan. You don't need to understand all these terms. You simply need to answer these MCQ based. So say, for example, you have an idea of coming up with a butter stick, right? So that we have a problem, as we say, right? Every time we want to put butter onto bread, it is either frozen or it is melted. How do we come up with a stick which is always with the right temperature so that you are able to apply butter on a bread, right? So say for example, if you want to solve that problem, so now for that idea, you keep any idea in your mind. It is up to you. As I said, it could be our 780 ideas, your idea, and then start answering this question. What will be the nature of your business? Is it a business or a startup? And I'm going to come to that, the difference between a business or a startup, so that you are able to answer this question. So coming up with something innovative, it could be a non-technology startup, because you are trying to come up with a butter stick, which is not a technology, right? It is a non-technology startup. It could be a business also, but since it is innovative, let us call it non-technology. What is the stage of your business? Are you considering options? You have narrowed down to the last two. You have validated your idea. You have started your idea. All those people who have started their idea or intend to start in the next few weeks, months, right? You also have an opportunity to apply for JIF. JIF is the incubation arm of JITO, and they have a cohort every 3 months. Don't haste, right? You're not going to miss the bus. They have the next cohort starting on October 15th, I believe. But don't rush. We will come again and again every 3 months. Actually, the cohort will start, because they are interested in ideas which have got a validated idea. ऐसा नहीं कि खाली idea है. They have done some like research on that. They may have created a prototype or a model or an MVP, minimum viable product. They've spoken to few potential customers. You've got a running model of a business. Only when you reach that stage, you are eligible for JIF. So don't worry. If you're not able to do by October 15th, you'll get another chance. But if you have a startup already ready, then you'll be eligible for that. Jinan, please, can you put your phone on mute? And then it goes on, right? Which industry it relates to, right? So food, since it is a butter stick, I think it's more a food tech idea, right? Is it a product or a service? It's a product. How painful is the problem that you intend to solve for your customer? I think we all have a pain. It's not very painful, but it is a moderately painful idea to put a butter, right, which is of the right temperature. Jinan, please, Rishabh, please put your phone on mute. Kuldeep, can you put the phone on mute? Yeah, thanks. And then so on, right? So what we are doing with this exercise is that this is an international best practice business model and canvas questions. What we are helping here is that as you answer these questions, you will be forced to think about your idea in more depth. Because a market doesn't reward ideas. Market rewards execution. So हमें execute करना है, हमें idea को reality की तरफ आज लेके जाना है. उसके लिए this exercise is important. It will force you to think of all the important aspects around your business or startup idea. So you answer these 26, 27 questions, and then there are a few text-based questions. This exercise could go on for a month, for 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. It's up to you when you want to apply for incubation, either with JITO or you want any other help for a business. So this module will be open for all of you for a few months. So there is no haste. If you've got an idea which you feel is ready, then probably you can apply for the first cohort, which is happening on October 15th, right? So all of you have to complete the business plan in that case by October 2nd, but it's fine, right? You can also apply after that. So you answer all these questions, and what happens is once you answer all these questions and you hit update, right, you get a business plan ready. So this is how you get, right? What is happening is based on your answers, all the answers have been bucketed into all the important components of a business plan, and your business plan is ready. You can take a download and you can apply for incubation anywhere with with a government incubation, a private incubation, with actually a JITO incubation, or you at least have a plan so that you know how you are going to go about your business or a startup. The beauty of this platform is that, or this module is that you can edit at any point in time while answering. We see that a lot of aspiring entrepreneurs, as they answer these questions, they feel कि idea में दम नहीं है. I think I should start something else. So it's absolutely fine. You change from a non-tech to a tech startup, you change to a small business, change it to a manufacturing business, and then start answering the questions for that idea, right? We are not asking for your idea, right? We are saying whatever idea you have in your mind, create a business plan, think of all the important aspects. This is an iterative module. You can come back, edit your answer, and we'll keep a cutoff date, right? As I said, the first cutoff date is October 2nd. We are going to, this is an IT platform. We are going to take a dump of all the JITO members business plan who have completed and answered all the 47 questions in business plan module. And we are going to analyze the business plans. And if your idea and your product fits the criteria of JIF, we may forward your idea for incubation to them, in which case you'll enter stage 3. But as I said, you're not going to miss the bus. We do these cohorts every 3
कल बात की थी ना
Prince, can you put your phone on mute?
गोभी मंचूरियन
The, Ankit, Prince.
सब आगे रहेगा देखो
Ankit, Prince, can you put your phone on mute, please? The next is you also have
एक बार देखते हैं सामान क्या क्या है
Can someone put their phones on mute, please? Kuldeep or Akash?
Just make us co-host, Hitesh ji.
Yeah. Okay. How do I make you a co-host? Okay. Kuldeep, can I make you a co-host? Okay. Make co-host. Okay, you are the co-host. Sorry. Yeah. Make the co-host. Make co-host. Okay, you are the co-host. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't know about that. Okay. So we spoke about that. You can explore 780 ideas. You can open 25 ideas. Then freeze one idea in your mind, which you can change, but create a business plan, answer these questions, right? And then once you answer, your business plan will be ready. If you feel you need to talk to someone, you've got access to business owners, startup founders, and functional experts. So say, for example, you want to talk to business owners. Again, you can search any business owner you want to talk to. In each of the categories, you'll find 5, 10, 15 business owners. Now, this call is not free. So be careful, right? Talk to them only if you really feel you need to talk to them. These are all established business owners. Say, for example, you want to start a medical supplies business, their social media handle is available. So you can go and check on them. You can do a due diligence on them. You want to start a bulk drugs business, you want to start as a nutritionist, click on that and their calendars are integrated. You'll see when this person is available next, the date and the time. But this will be a paid call, right? These business owners are charging between 600 rupees to 6,000 rupees for a 1-hour call. It's up to you whether you want to just schedule. I suggest don't schedule a call. You can approach me. Maybe I could also help you. But if you feel you need to talk to someone, you have got access to 270 business owners across 20 states in India under all the categories, whether it's food, right? You get to food products and you find so many people, and it's up to you. If you want to talk to startup founders, you want to talk to someone in agri space, manufacturing space, e-bike space, app to create a hostel, you want to talk to me. I'm a startup founder in the ed tech space, right? You can also schedule a call. If you need to talk to a lawyer for a food license, you want to talk to a chartered accountant for incorporation. See, all these things will come at a later stage. I'll be honest. Don't schedule a call with a functional expert at this stage because we are still at an idea stage. But we have got all the resources available. You all have access to schedule calls as well. And then the last two things, there is a good resource available for all of you to get clarity how to overcome fear. If your parents are asking you to go for a job, but you want to be an entrepreneur, how to handle that conversation with your parents. You have some tips here. What are the mistakes to avoid as an entrepreneur? How to use your imagination, right? What is the difference between a business and a startup? If you want to apply for the Startup India Seed Fund scheme, वो scheme क्या है उसके बारे में information है. And then finally, the most important thing, this is a Gita for you. What are the 14 steps to launch a successful startup in India? And at this stage, I want each one of you, as you create a business plan, think of these 4 chapters. There are 14 chapters, 14 steps, 14 chapters. As you fill the business plan, please read these 34 pages. एक page इतना ही बड़ा है, 1 page, 2 page, 3 page, but everything which you need to know, because most of there are 98% startups in India which fail, and you won't believe the number one actually the reason why startups fail is they've created a solution where the problem does not exist. So you've got a great idea, a creative idea, a great solution, a great product, but people don't want to pay because it's not a painful problem for them to pay for your solution. So don't get into a SISP problem, SISP, a solution in search of a problem. So it's super important that chapter 1 and 2, you read it, because if you get it wrong at this stage, your startup will fail ultimately. You don't want to have a problem, or you don't want to pick a problem which is not worth creating a startup on. If you are struggling to come up with an idea, it will help you how to come up with their idea, how to evaluate your idea, etc., etc. So focus on the first 4 chapters, most important the first 2 chapters, as you fill the business plan. So there's a linkage. You all have access to this platform for 1 year, 2 years, I think. So you can go back, open a chapter, right? You can go and fill a business plan, right? And because all the answers which you need in the business plan are available in the ebook under the right, actually a chapter. And the first 4 chapters is what you want to focus. So all of you already have an access to all this. So with this, is there any question in the chat? I'll quickly check and then we'll move. Sir, can we get your phone number or your email ID? Anant, I'm sharing my email ID here. Or you can write it to JITOPreneur@jito.org, and I'll also share my personal phone number, 98670 right? So I've shared that. Any other questions? How do we identify problems? Okay, read chapter 1. How to identify? Hitesh Bamboli, right? Read chapter 1. If you're struggling to come up with an idea, right? Read chapter 1, and I'm going to talk about that in the, so we are having 4 weekly sessions, right? I'm going to talk about all that. I'm going to cover these 4 to 6, actually all the chapters in the next 4 weeks. What if we already have an existing business? Kailash, if you have already an existing business, then we want to know, what do you want to do? Do you want to innovate something new in that business? Do you want to change your line? Do you want to expand? What kind of a help you need? Send an email to jitopreneur@jito.org. What help you need, and we'll figure out what help. What if I'm running a startup? How can this help me? If you're already having a startup, Rishabh, great, right? Are you stuck somewhere? Do you need help? What help you need? Let us know, and we'll see if we are able to help you. Prakhar, what if we are proceeding with idea and business plan, but we don't intend to go for JIF currently? Then what can we do? It's absolute. See, not every startup needs an incubation center. I'll be honest, right? It's only if you need mentoring, you need office space. Incubation center kya hai? It is an infrastructure, right? So there you go, you get maybe cheap Wi-Fi and office space. You get a mentors there. If you feel you don't need, they may also have investors, right? At times, right? They may help you with funding at times, right? All this is not guaranteed, because all would depend on आपके idea में कितना दम है and how far you have taken your idea already. So I hope that answers. If you have 2-3 viable ideas, do we get some guidance on which one to focus on? Yes, the next 4 sessions, I'm going to help you finalize one idea, but you can create only one business plan, but you can change that plan also. So not able to see your email ID and phone number. Okay, I'll put it again, JITOpreneur@jito.org, and my phone number. Right, so send me a WhatsApp first so that it becomes easy for me to. So we are going to come back to Q&A anyway. In interest of time, let me shift to something more interesting. Right, so I'll be open to questions. Right, so I'm not avoiding you, but in interest of time. So आपके पास में options क्या है? Right, a lot of people get confused. यार entrepreneurship business है, MSME है, startup है, क्या है? So entrepreneurship is a broad term. उसमें MSME आता है, which is micro, small, medium enterprises, which is a dhanda, a business. You could be self-employed, right? You could be a choreographer, right? You could be a chartered accountant. You could have a business of your own. So when you are your business, and if you are not there, your business doesn't move at all. It's called self-employed. अगर किसी का CA firm है, and initially when he starts, if he's not there, there is no business. If you are a choreographer and you are not there, your business. So it's called self-employment. Then there is a startup. A startup is not the same as business or MSME. We are going to talk about that. Or you could have a social entrepreneurship whereby you want to make an impact. So these are the various opportunities. You could have an idea around any one of that. Startup or business की बात करते हैं very quickly. There is a business model. There is a term called a business model, which basically means what value you give to your customer and how do you make a profit in the process. A combination of these two is called a business model. If you think about it, how does Google earn money? They don't sell kirana, they don't sell medical supplies. Their business model is to give value whereby anyone could search and they earn through advertisements. How does a YouTube earn money? Through advertisements, right? How does Paytm earn money? How does Zomato earn money? So every time you try to create a new way to earn money, you may have an existing jewelry business, right? But you have got an innovative idea whereby you feel you are going to give a different kind of a value to your jewelry customer, and the way you earn profit will also be very different. So if you try to come up with a new business model, it is called a startup. But if you are trying to open a restaurant, right, or if you are trying to open a steel and manufacturing, a rolling a unit, right, these businesses have existed for 50 years, 100 years, right? I'm not saying these are not good. Businesses are great. Adanis and Ambanis are not startup founders, they are actually in the business owners. It's not that startups are good and businesses are bad. I'm just trying to help you understand what is a business, what is a startup. If you are trying to come up with a new business model, a new way to give value to your customer, and a new way to earn profit in the process, it is called a startup. Otherwise, it is a business. Second, a startup almost always has got a huge scope to grow. Just think about Paytm. Paytm got launched in Dubai a few weeks back, right? Zomato, Ola, Uber, they are there internationally. Since they generally involve a technology, startups generally in like almost all the cases, they have got an inherent scope for infinite growth. But if you open say a restaurant or actually a grocery store, you won't be able to attract more people beyond a limit. If you have it online, then yes, you have got a better scope, etc. But generally a startup has got a huge scope for growth, whereas the scope for growth for a business is generally actually limited. There are exceptions there, I'm not denying that. A startup almost always involves innovation. I'm going to talk about creativity, innovation in the and actually the next slide. So they almost always involve some innovative idea, some technology. If you think about Paytm, if they don't have an app, just think about Uber if they don't have an app. Just think about Zomato if they don't have an app, right? Generally, almost always there is some technology or innovation involved. In case of a business, you don't have an innovative like technology. You use normal computers and all that. Then a nature of funding in startup is very different. In startup, you get funded in exchange for your equity. Whereas in case of a business, no one will buy your equity. You can get a loan from your family, friends. You can put your own money. And once your business has started, you may get a loan, or you may also get a loan from a bank, but they charge high interest rate, right? So broadly, it's not that you have to check all the 4 boxes, but keep in mind about your entrepreneur, आपका जो idea है वो startup category में fit होता है या business category में fit होता है. We are fine with both. Both are great opportunities, but the approaches are very different. In case of a startup, since you are trying to create a business model, you'll have to create a prototype, you'll have to interview few people, you may get equity funding if your idea has gained actually traction in the first few months or year, all that. Any questions on this before I move to the next one? Any questions on this slide? And I have to keep track of time. So we are on time so far. Okay. So I take it. I think this is actually the last slide on my Gyan today, and then we are going to talk about actually the next steps. Very important for entrepreneurs, for JITOpreneurs to understand this, right? See, first is creativity. What is creativity? It is coming up with an innovative idea, a novel idea, right? It can be a new design, artwork, a process, a new way to do business, a new way to deliver actually a value, a new way to earn profit. An important aspect of creativity is that you could be creative, but that creativity may not solve a problem. It may not address a need. So be careful. If you want to be an entrepreneur, you have to be creative, but your creativity should address a need. It should solve a need. It should solve a problem. And when your creative idea solves a problem, only then it is called innovation. So we want to be innovative, We just don't want to be creative. If you go to Google and type, give me 1,000 creative ideas in food industry, you'll get ideas. But are these innovations, right? That is where you have to apply कि यार क्या ये creative idea कोई problem solve कर रहा है? Because if it is not solving a problem, it is not an entrepreneurship idea. It is just a great idea, a great design, right? A great thought, but उसमें business करने का scope नहीं है. So creativity is generally the first step, but in order to be entrepreneur, you have to be innovative, which means your idea has to address a need or solve a problem. It must be doable, right? It should not be, right, very ambitious, right? Something which will take maybe 20 years to achieve, right? It should be, you should be able to execute on your idea, and it must add value to a customer which you will ultimately have. Now, once you have creative idea which solves a problem or fulfills a need, then you have to bring entrepreneurship in it, which means now you need to give it the shape of a product or a service. You need to get people and funding and office and marketing, all the resources. That is when you become a JITOpreneur or an entrepreneur. So for you to become a JITOpreneur, ideally, right, you should have an idea which is decently creative. That idea should solve a problem, which means it is innovative idea. And then third, we are going to help you with the entrepreneurship thing, right? In the sense that we first need to understand what do you need. Is it a business or a startup? Do you need a mentor? Do you need some IT help, etc., etc.? So be careful. Don't come up with ideas which are not innovative, which don't solve a problem. Any questions on this before I move to the next section of today's presentation? Any quick questions in the chat box, please? Otherwise, I'll move ahead. I'll move ahead anyway. So what are the next steps and the milestones? As I said, today is September 7th. All of you have 7 to 10 days, maybe by the 21st, right, or something. At least freeze one idea. If you have already an idea, start filling the business plan section. There are 47 questions. Don't try to complete the business plan in one sitting. Maybe fill 5 questions, because those questions will force you to think about your idea. Go back and speak to someone and mull over it, sleep over it, think about it. Usme dum hai ki nahi, otherwise change your idea. But your goal is ideally by October 2nd. It's not that you're going to miss the bus. You'll have another opportunity, as I've said again and again. But try to fill the business plan, all the 47 questions by October 2nd. Because we want to take a cut and find how many ideas or how many startup ideas already have a product and they've started getting a traction. Because those ideas we may pick and we may offer them to the JIF for the cohort, which is starting on October 15, 2023, right? But I understand this is the first time we are doing this program. You may take time to ideate, to convert it into a reality, in which case we'll offer you into the next cohort. There are cohorts happening every 3 months. So freeze one idea, answer all the questions related to that idea in the business plan module. I've shown the module to all of you. All of you have got full access to the platform. There are 47 questions. Start answering. You can create only one business plan for one idea. If you want to change your idea, you can edit all the answers, but you can create and submit. You don't need to do any submission. Just complete all the 47 questions. All those members who complete all the 47 questions answers, we are going to keep a cutoff date of 1st of October, and we are going to take a dump and we are going to analyze if there are any which go into the cohort, the first cohort. Take help of the ebook. As I said, there are 14 chapters. Don't focus on all the 14 chapters. The first 2 chapters are super important, how to come up with an idea and how to evaluate your idea. If you are clear about those 2 steps, go to the 3rd step, 4th step, 5th step, and 6th step. Complete business plan by October 2nd. That is an expectation, right? As I said, to help complete your business plan and answer all the questions which you might have in the next few days and weeks and months, we are doing very aggressive 4 sessions in the next 4 weeks, right? So one is today, the other is on 16th, 23rd, and 30th. We have created a WhatsApp group. We are also going to inform you on email. And this is the broad agenda we are going to cover. Today, we are going to close in an hour's time, right? Because we did not inform you that it will take 1.5 hours. But next time, be prepared. It will be a discussion. We are going to take real ideas. You will have opportunity to share your idea, and we are going to have a discussion so that all of you are able to progress on the JITOPreneurs platform, and all of you are able to create your first cut of the business plan by October 2nd. That is our first goal. You don't need to worry about the topics which are going to be covered. Based on my understanding of what areas you are struggling, we are going to change the agenda. At this stage, can I quickly ask everyone, since now you understand the differences between a business and a startup, just write in the chat box, are you interested in a startup or a business? Just write startup or a business word in the chat box. Based on your current understanding, you can change in future, right? But based on your current understanding, do you want to start a business or a startup, so that I know how many people are interested in startup or a business? I want all the 71 people to participate in it, because we are going to accordingly craft the sessions which are going to go in the next few weeks. We are going to get experts also ultimately. Even after these 4 sessions, every 15 days, from October 15th, October 30, again in November, we are going to get an expert for all of you who are interested to discuss and take your idea forward. So can everyone please respond, a startup or business? Startup, business, and both are fine, right? You don't have to launch a startup, right? Businesses are also great. What about the others, right? What do you intend to do? Great. I love the participation, business. So I think we see around 65 to 70% are interested in startups, and others are interested in business. Keep in mind, startups, when everyone launches the same startup, it becomes a business, right? So don't get hung on to, is it a startup or a business? We are going to help you figure that out. Can you show slide number 11, please? Okay. I don't know which one was slide number 11. Let me see if I had a number on that. Can you 11? Okay, 11. Okay, I have it now. Sorry. So that's for you, Prakhar. Okay. Okay, so let's move ahead. Now, if you feel it is not a startup, you already have a business, right? And you just want to scale up your business, and you're not sure how to do it. You feel it could be some involvement of a technology, or you guide, if you're aware, JITOM, which is an initiative of JITO. They've also got a program whereby they are identifying 15 sunshine industries, whereby they are going to make research available on what are going to be the trends in which the maximum growth is going to come. And they are putting together all the resources which you may need if you want to get into a sunshine industry, or you want to add a new line into your business. So we'll see, right? We want to hear from you what help you need, right? If it is a startup, then we are absolutely clear. If it is a business, even then actually we are clear. But if you want something specific, we need to know that. So send that on jitopreneur@jito.org. We all know you very well because you are there in our system. We track you, whether you have done assessment, whether you have completed half of the business plan. We are going to track you now, right? And there are internal MISs which are being shared with the JITO management every day about your progress. And I'll be available every week for a formal session whereby we are going to interact as well. So with that, you can unmute and ask me any direct questions at this stage. Feel free. I wasn't aware about 25 profile tagging things. So open many. Can you reset it from today? Chirag, not really. We cannot, but I suggest go through all the 780 names, right? And if you are interested in any one profile, 1 or 2 profile, drop me a note, a WhatsApp. I'll give you a screenshot of that, right? But that is an exception I'm doing only for you because you were not aware. In future, I won't make an exception. So be careful which 25 profiles you open. Thanks. Any questions? Unmute and you can ask me. Otherwise, we meet on next Saturday. Can we get ebooks PDF in WhatsApp group? No, it is not available for everyone. As I said, you 358 are the exclusive members from 1192 who have got access to stage 2. So it is exclusively for you. and this ebook is not available in the market. It is only for people who get access to our platform. Okay, please share something about yours. Oh, about me, Harshad. So I'm aged 50, though I know I look only 32. I'm an MBA, CFA, and CISA. I belong to Jodhpur. I'm based in Bombay for the past 25 years. I started my career with the Bombay Stock Exchange. I was the head of the index cell in charge of Sensex. If you're aware, I moved Sensex from a full market capitalization to free float way back in 2002. I was part of the team which launched futures and options in India. I launched the first ETF in India along with Prudential ICICI. Then in 2003, I moved to an American hedge fund administrator, and I worked with them for 14 years, became a director in 2006, MD in 2013. And in July 2018, I quit. I said, oh, I want to be an entrepreneur. And for the past 5 years now, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a founder at a startup called BizStart, which is a technology platform for communities, universities, and state governments. And we do white labeling. We have done a white labeling for Jito as well. Okay, I'm also from Jodhpur. Oh, hi Mahavir. Hello Hitesh. What if the category isn't mentioned? It's fine. Aditya, you don't have to hang up on the category. See, there are infinite categories, there are infinite opportunities. So it is not possible for us to put all the list. You could have an idea which is beyond what I have, which is absolutely fine. Keep that idea in mind and create a business plan. Business plan is not linked to business profile, जो हमारे यहाँ पे है. हमारे यहाँ पे हमने 780 आइडियाज दिए हैं, बट आपका कोई 780 सेकंड कोई आउट ऑफ द ब्लू है, एब्सोल्युटली फाइन. उस आइडिया से रिलेटेड क्वेश्चंस का आंसर कीजिए आप. ओके if you send me the category which is not there, we see, because we have got an R&D team, right? We add 4 to 5 new ideas every week onto the platform, so we can ask our R&D team to prioritize a category which you want, right? I'm also from Jodhpur. Mahavir, great. Is this session recorded? I think because in first 15 minutes I was not properly, if available, Romit. Anyway, right, we'll have sessions every Saturday. So 16 September will fall in Pajushon. Please manage the time. See, we understand I'm also a Jain, right? I understand that. We can adjust the timing, right? I will just check with the Jito office. Yeah, 16th is Pajushon. I know that, which is why we didn't keep on a Samvatsari, but we'll try to see if we can change the timing on that. What if we are going with existing startup idea, which has already solved a problem in Mars, but we have further ideas, plans, execution. I mean, it's up to you, right? If you have an idea already, do you want to further that idea, Prakhar, or do you want to switch your idea and start a new startup? Let us know about that, right? Because our platform is for aspiring entrepreneurs, right? We also help existing, but largely it is for people who want to start a new idea. If you want help with your existing idea, we'll try to make all the help available. Can there be a mix of both startup? Yeah, absolutely. I double, right? As I said, we support all kinds of entrepreneurs. 780 ideas में से 320 business ideas हैं, 450 startup भी हैं. Hitesh, can we quickly review all the slides from the top ones? Absolutely. I love that, Suyansh. That is a great idea. So for all those people who lost, I'm going to cover in 1 minute. Let me keep my box on the side, chat box, so it doesn't interfere. So we covered what is stage 2, access to all the modules, business plan module, business as a startup, right? All this we covered. Becoming an entrepreneur is not easy, but JITOpreneur is trying to help you become that. What are we? JITOpreneur is a pre-incubation technology platform exclusively for 358 of you for now. There are 3 stages. First stage, आप सबने clear कर लिया था, whereby you registered and you cleared the assessment. So now you get access to all the platform, all the modules on actually the platform, which I showed to you. I'll share it very quickly as well. These are the modules which are now activated for all of you. If you go to BizStart, www.bizstart.in/jitem, you'll get a login page. Put your email ID and a password, and you'll get access to this page where now you'll be surprised. You've got access to business profile, business plan, schedule calls, blogs, and ebook. You can explore 780 opportunities, but you can open only 25 under business profile. We expect you to freeze one idea and complete the business plan. के questions हैं, MCQ based हैं, आधे थोड़े text based हैं. Take your time. If you need to schedule a paid call, you've got access to 270 business owners. There are 13 blogs, 13 areas where first time entrepreneurs struggle, सबका आंसर दिया हुआ है, and 14 steps to launch a successful startup. There's an ebook available in English and Hindi. Try to complete the first 2 chapters, if not 4. Right? So I did a demo. Then we spoke about what are the entrepreneurship opportunity. The thing we call dhanda, yeah, business is called MSME. It could be a micro, small, or a medium enterprises. You could be self-employed. You could have a startup. Right? Then we spoke about what are the differences between a startup and a business. In a startup, you try to create a new business model, which means a new way to earn profit and deliver value to your customer. Then startups have inherent scope for infinite growth, whereas businesses have got a limited growth with some exceptions. Startups generally almost always involve technology, and the nature of funding in startup is through equity funding, whereas in case of a business, it is your own fund or a loan from a family or a loan from a bank. Then we spoke about creativity, innovation, and entrepreneurship. Creative idea का कोई value नहीं है market में, right? Markets don't reward ideas, it rewards execution. So your idea should be innovative, which means your idea should solve a real problem or should meet a or like address a real need, right? If it is a great idea but it is of no use, if people are not going to pay for your idea, right, there is no use. You are not an entrepreneur, right? You have to find a problem and create a creative solution which users would love to pay for, and then you become an entrepreneur, whereby you convert that innovative idea into a product or a service and all the things associated with entrepreneurship, which is what we are going to help you with. Next steps: freeze one idea, one business idea. It could be business or startup idea. I should have said one innovative idea. It could be business or a startup. Answer all the questions in the business plan section. There are 47 questions, 26 MCQ based, 25 odd other questions. Take help of ebook, as I said. Complete business plan by 2nd October, because we are going to take a dump of all the business plans on 2nd October, and all those ideas which are already ready, we may pass those ideas on to JIF for this cohort, which is starting on October 15. But if you miss this, which is fine, this is a 2-year program. We'll have a cohort every 3 months. So don't worry if you miss the bus. We are also helping you with a weekly session of actually full and 90 minutes every week. This is the current schedule. We are going to keep you informed on WhatsApp. If you or your friends have not joined a WhatsApp group, which is created exclusively for stage 2 participants, please join that, because all the communication is going to happen there. On email, we are going to try to communicate less, because WhatsApp is very efficient. And then if you feel you are an existing business owner and you need help with something which we don't offer, right? If you feel we don't offer, right, then we want to understand, right, what is it that you want to have offered, and we are going to see if we could help you offline in some way. So that is what we had covered. I'll quickly go to all the chats if there is any new question. Can you help sorry, I missed that. Can you, Ankit is asking, can you help the idea and execution build around content creation like YouTube? See, we can help with everyone, right? Because starting and scaling a startup is a science. People who are startup mentors, which is me, right, irrespective of the idea, right, because the 14 steps of a startup, which is the ebook, apply to any idea. It is a content creation idea, it is an ed tech idea, it is a food tech idea, agri tech idea, as in when we feel you need a specialized person to talk to, we'll also arrange that, right? We already have a few, as I said, 270 already available hai. आपको आज उनसे बात करना है, आज भी बात कर सकते हैं, right? But since I am available for you for 4 weeks, don't haste, because I may be able to answer you. So do you have any engineering background? No, I am purely a commerce student and an MBA student and a CA. Sorry, I'm not a CA, I'm a CFA and a CISA, because Bistart is a tech platform. Okay. So Rishabh, it is a great question. I've got a CTO, a friend who's based in Fremont in California. He's a co-founder. I'm not a technology guy. So if any one of you, I mean, it brings an interesting point. If you're a business guy and if you want to build a startup which has got technology involved, almost always try to find a friend or a colleague who becomes a co-founder on the tech side, because you will need a CTO. I've got a full-time CTO who's working as hard as me in building a platform, because we create a white label environment for communities and universities and state governments. So great question. If you have a follow-up question, unmute and ask me. Email, great. Please share your contact info. I did earlier. I'll put it again. JITOPreneur. I think I answered a few questions directly because, so let me put it into the group one more time. JITOpreneur@jito.org. If you want to talk to me, please send a WhatsApp message because I'm going to talk to you anyway every week, right? 12930. But still, if you feel, drop me a WhatsApp message and then you are welcome, Dara. Any last questions? We are almost done with an hour. Thank you, Prakhar. I appreciate the feedback. Any other questions? Otherwise, we meet next Saturday, right? Which is, let me see if it is. So next Saturday, we are going to address all the questions you have, but I thought we are going to talk about how to evaluate. All of you, see, all of you have got 8-9 days from now, right? Freeze one idea. और आपका वो जो भी आइडिया है ना उसका इवैल्यूएशन करेंगे नेक्स्ट वीक एक्चुअली ऑन द 16th, राइट? And we'll also see what kind of a customer you could serve. We'll also try to write value propositions. आपका niche क्या है? There's a science. There are 6 parts on what kind of a customer you are going to serve. We are going to create a value proposition statement for you on that day. And I may come up with a couple of exercises. We'll see, right, how fast and what are actually your ideas. Okay. Any last questions? Let's see. Thanks.
One last question, Hitesh ji. Does MEP is required to qualify stage 3? Is the question from Ankit ji Gelda.
Absolutely right. MVP is super important, right? See, if you are going for incubation, which means, right, what you need help with office space, you need help with a mentor, you need help with maybe funding, right? You need help to interact with other people, you need help with finding a CTO, etc., right? Unless you have an MVP, you haven't even validated your idea. So why would anyone entertain you, right? So don't expect any pre-seed funding, right? We are not into that, right? Because there is no power in ideas. It's आपने idea के ऊपर कितनी मेहनत की है, कितने लोग आपके idea का solution buy करने के लिए ready है, उसके बारे में थोड़ा research आपको करके आना पड़ेगा. Right, I hope that answers. Otherwise, just unmute and ask me again, Rishabh, if that. Oh, sorry. What's the difference between your startup and I mean, it's the same, right? EdTech startups क्या होता है, right? Education में जैसे Byju's है, और भी है, right? We are focused on higher education, actually institutes in India, right? We are educating on entrepreneurship. तो हम भी educate ही कर रहे हैं, right? आपके साथ में क्या कर रहे हैं? We are trying to educate you so that you improve your entrepreneurship skills, so that in future you are able to apply those skills and create real startups, right? So we are in a way into an education space, right? If you see our platform, we offered it only to people who are 18 years and above because the assessment applies to people who are 18 years and above. So we are into higher education. We are not into schooling or K-12 and all that, right? So we are an EdTech startup. So we ideally work with the education department of a state government, I'd say, for example. So that's one area we work. Wait for the feedback. If not available on 16th because of pollution, there is any, I mean, we'll keep a recording right on the 16th. So all of you can go through that. Okay, thanks. Got it, Rishabh. So I think we'll wait for one last minute if anyone has got one more question. Okay, perfect, Dara. So Kuldeep, I think we are done. We have addressed most of the agenda, or I think we have covered all the agenda. So we'll again meet on the 16th. Until then, bye-bye, and feel free to approach us. Right, Kuldeep?
Yeah. Thank you, Hitesh ji, for the wonderful session.
Thanks.
We'll again meet back, and thank you all the participants who have come and put their valuable time, and we make sure that the next session will be more exciting than what it has been today. So
absolutely.
Once again, I thank Hitesh ji for this wonderful session, and thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.